Welcome to episode 7 of The Chartered Show. When I was out on my run this morning, I could smell the jasmine, and oh, what a beautiful smell it was. So today on the show, we're going to be looking at what we can spring clean in and out of our lives. I've got Tiffany on the show with me, and we're going to be discussing some new financial habits you could be bringing in, and maybe some new ideas of what you want to do in this next season. I will also be sharing with you about a new ebook I've written for couples on how to improve your relationship with money. So enjoy the show. So it's spring, Tiff.
Happy Spring Day.
Yeah, it's really great to actually just have that glimmer of hope again, that we're getting the sunshine. And I thought maybe today on the show you could talk to me about what we could be looking at in our finances.
Very happy to be here. So yeah, let's chat a little bit about some spring cleaning that we can do.
So where should we start? I mean, you say spring cleaning, that's to say maybe edit some stuff out. Is that what we're talking about?
So I always say that the starting point of your financial plan is your budget or your spending plan. So
please, let's make it the spending plan.
Okay, the spending plan. So if we start with our spending plans, the first step is to go and have a look through your debit orders, and maybe some of them are not necessary anymore. So I, for example, have an Audible account, which I've used once, and I don't actually need it there. So I've stopped my subscription. I've also cancelled a gym subscription because I'm running like you now, Kim.
Oh, great.
So yeah, I've done it myself, and I've gone through my debit orders and seen, well, this one is no longer serving me, so
Tiffany, what you're saying is actually to write down what it is you're spending every single month. So just it's a relook at it.
Yes.
And then to check which ones you could potentially be taking off.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the starting point. It's you'll be surprised what you're paying for that you don't actually consciously think, is this adding value? Is it something I need?
I must say, for me, I had a look at the different subscriptions to programs. I think during COVID, I know as a family we subscribed to Netflix, Showmax, and now we're not using them all. And to go off and actually let them know that you no longer want to be a subscriber.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yes, so that's a great place to start and to have a look at it. And maybe it's time for a new habit. I know personally for myself, and you mentioned the running, I've loved bringing that new habit in. It's enhanced my health, it's enhanced my well-being. What's some of the financial habits we could be looking at?
Yeah, so Kim, there's a lot of, there's always new opportunities on the horizon. At Chartered, we're offering the clients this wonderful solution at Wealth Strat. So that's maybe a new start that we can, it's a nice new offering, and being open to these new offerings is a good habit. And maybe a bit more, sometimes you maybe need more discipline. Some of our clients actually need to allow themselves to have a little bit more fun. A good money habit could be starting a debit order for something that's important to you, or having a good conversation with a partner. So Kim's recently written an ebook where you're discussing how to start having financial conversations between, two partners.
Actually, at the end of our conversation, I'm going to share a little bit about the ebook. So
good.
Thank you for mentioning.
Good. Yeah, so even if it's having a conversation with a spouse, with a child, that's a new good financial habit to start.
And I must say, for me, on the habit front, what's really been helpful to me is to bring in small little habits and not to overwhelm me, think I have to change everything. And I think that's what spring does for us all. You kind of do feel that glimmer of hope with the green sprouts that are coming up. Yeah. And you just think of that one thing, possibly just the one thing to change, not that you have to change everything.
Yeah, even just thinking. So, I mean, this was also an interesting one, revisiting your emergency account, for example. So we tell our clients you need 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses in an emergency fund. But what I often see is those balances start creeping, and it's a security thing. Your investments, probably are offering a higher return than your emergency fund is. So are you revisiting that balance? And when it hits whatever the 6-month threshold is, let's say 300,000 Rand or whatever it may be, to go, time to make an investment now, and to take some of that emergency savings, put it into my investment, where it will actually grow better over the longer term.
So what you're actually saying is it could be a good opportunity even to have a look at your balance sheet again. So you're re-looking at just everything you've got and seeing that if it's in the right place, or whether it needs to be moved to a place where it might be getting a better rate of return.
Absolutely. A better rate of return. Maybe you've got access to reduced fees in a different structure. Are there investments that are not serving you anymore? Similar to the debit orders, are there investments there that no longer need to be there? Or, even policies, Kim, holding on to a life policy, and it provides security. Do you need to revisit the amount of it? Maybe you can bring down your life cover and bring down your premium. There's a lot of avenues that you can look at. So on your balance sheet, investments that aren't serving you, premiums that could be reduced, things like that.
And I know it's wool week as well at the moment, so maybe it's a good opportunity to just dig out that wool, have a read of it, and check that it is what you want it to be.
Absolutely. Are there beneficiaries that are, as much as it is a sad thing, but are there beneficiaries that are no longer able to benefit there? Are there maybe charitable institutions that you want to leave some money to? Revisit those wills. You should be doing it at your annual review with your planner. But in between, has life changed? Is there something that needs to come in or go out?
I was having also, just on this topic of spring cleaning, I was having this life planning meeting with a client last week, and what we realized is they hadn't been in for a life planning meeting for 10 years. So it was 10 years ago that they'd had theirs, and in those days I was doing the bucket list with them and not the bucket wheel, and it was really great to go back and to have a look at it. But what we realized was there was a whole lot to tick off, a whole lot on this bucket list we could tick off, and so we started a bucket wheel. So I think for spring it might be a good opportunity to have a look at what are some of those new experiences you want to bring in, and maybe let's get that exercise out again.
Absolutely, yeah. Have a look in your review meetings. Revisit those bucket wheels. I've seen in a few meetings, you carry something over from year to year to year, and you don't actually do it. Perhaps this is the time to go, right, I'm going to buy a plane ticket to wherever, the Maldives or whatever's been sitting on that bucket wheel for so long. Let's go and do it.
I must say, this year I got to do an incredible experience with my family. I went to Rwanda and we saw the gorillas, and it was wonderful for any of you that are even thinking about putting it on your list. And I keep a vision board up in my study, and I walked past my vision board and I saw the picture of the gorilla and I went, oh, I've done that. And I kind of got that feeling of, yes, I'd done it, but also just that gratitude that I got to have that kind of experience. And I think maybe that brings me to another potential thing we could be doing as it's coming into spring, is just to look at all those things that we can be so grateful for.
Yeah, it's interesting because we've heard now repeatedly from all the people that know well that practicing gratitude actually makes you feel better. So writing down something that you're grateful for every single day, and if you're not someone that wants to write things, I know what my sister and I do is we WhatsApp each other one thing that we're grateful for every day, and it starts the day off on a good tone. It makes you feel quite positive, because there is so much that we can be grateful for. I read something the other day that said maybe a good way to practice gratitude is to say, well, if my life had changed completely tomorrow, and what would I miss? What are the things that I have right now that I would miss?
That's beautiful. And just in closing, I also, after our talk, we had a Ladies' Day event here, Chartered, with Helen Nicholson, and she was speaking about her book, Mindfulness. And she brought up this gratitude again. And I found my gratitude diary in my drawer because I hadn't been doing it. And now every evening, I'm a little bit more old-fashioned to you, Tiff. And now every evening when I get into bed, I write down just a few things that I'm grateful for that day. And I must say, it's changed my feeling, it's changed my mood. So a great practice. But thank you very much for sharing your insights. And maybe just think about what new you could bring in, and maybe something you could edit out. So many times I get asked, Kim, where do you find the time to write as well as everything else you do? But I must just share with you all that for me, the reason I write is because there's so much that I want to share with a larger community. I've been having quite a few life planning meetings lately, and the topic of money and couples keeps coming up. And I think what it is we're not having the discussions. So that's why for Women's Month, the month of August, I decided to write an ebook with a money quiz. So let me just tell you how it works. You go on and you take a quiz. Each of you take the quiz separately. And then when you're finished, you read each other's answers. And you see potentially where there are areas that you might have a few challenges. Then what you do is I share conversations that you can have around those challenges. Now, I'm not expecting you to do this all in one sitting. Let me just share with you, this is a life's work, not only improving your relationship with money, but also having those conversations as a couple. So choose one, have the conversation, get it right, and then go on and read another conversation and get that right. And I do hope you find value from the ebook, and please share it with your friends and family who you think can benefit from it. It's always wonderful being able to have these discussions with you, our clients, and also being able to know that we and you together are on the journey of improving our relationship with money. If you'd like to get a copy of the ebook, please go onto my website, Potgieter.com, and download it. While you're on the website, there's a couple of other ebooks that you just might find interesting. So happy reading, and good luck with the quiz, and good luck with implementing some of the new habits. I hope you enjoyed the Chartered Show today. Please share, comment, and we really look forward to hosting you at our next Chartered Show.